Hello everyone, this is Rebecca Jane from yogawithrebeccajane.com. Welcome to our 10-minute shoulder strengthener and stretcher. So one of the things that I hear from so many of my students is that my shoulders feel tight. Some of my students will say, I don't have any shoulder strength. My neck hurts. I spend a lot of my time rounding my shoulders. How can you help me? So let me give you a very simple technique on first strengthening the shoulders, and then I'll show you how to stretch it. And we'll get started. So what we're going to start with is called wrapping the shoulders. And what that basically means is lift up your arms, reach them up towards the ceiling, and your hands typically will be, the palms of the hands will be facing one another, okay? Or they could be forward, but most of the time our palms are facing. So what I'm going to have you do differently in order to wrap the shoulders is you take your pinky fingers and twist them so they're pointing towards the back of the room. They might not quite get there, but it's towards. And then lift your arms a little bit higher. And you've twisted the pinky fingers. So now you want to take the whole arm and turn it in towards each other. Armpits towards each other. And your arm bones are going to be, the upper arms will be also squeezing in. Now soften the shoulders down. So what happens is when we reach, it's a very common thing, the minute we put our arms up, our shoulders lift as well. So we want to take those shoulders, release them down, and then take the shoulders back, the heads of the shoulders, and then drop it down a little bit more. And that's wrapping. So let's take the arms back down for a second. It can get tiring. I'm going to show you a wrap with the elbows bent at a 90-degree angle. Palms are facing each other. This time, don't worry about the pinky fingers at this point. Elbows angle in towards each other, inside your shoulders. And from here, you're going to take your shoulders and lift them up and then roll them down and back. So back and down, that's the sequence. And elbows squeeze in, and here you are, wrapping the shoulders. And let's take a few moments here to feel, and this is quite intense. So this is how this shape of your shoulders or you're going to do use the same shape in your downward dogs, your dolphins, your handstands, your headstand, all those positions that we're in, and then lower the arms down. And take a moment for a second. How does that feel? It's quite intense, isn't it? So let's just loosen up the shoulders, pick the shoulders up. Now I'm going to show you so that's a strengthener. And let me take you into a downward dog so that you can see what that feels like. Begin in your all fours position. Make sure your wrists are underneath your shoulders. And press into the ground. And as you do so, I want you to take your shoulders, lift them up towards your ears, then draw them down, the shoulder blades. And take your armpits and roll them in towards each other. It's going to be a very, very subtle movement. You won't. It's not looking at it, it's just feeling it. And broaden your upper back. So rather than sinking down or lifting up, it's a broadening. It's a stretching across. And let's take a breath in. Curl the toes under. Let's come into a downward dog. So when you're in a downward dog, adjust yourself till you're here and just stay here in stillness. I want you to connect with the ground with your fingers, all 10 fingers, especially the thumb and index finger. Press down, and as you do this, I want you to feel that sensation of drawing the elbows in towards each other,
wrapping the armpits towards one another and taking your shoulders and blades and sliding them down. And you're going to feel this in your rib cage, as if you're, in a way, you're wearing a corset and you're wrapping the corset, you're tightening the corset around your, your rib cage. And then let's just feel into this for a moment. And what this does is takes the weight off. When you're in these positions, you can actually hold them for longer. It's quite remarkable, actually. And then lower the knees to the ground. It takes practice. And let's just take a moment here and just let in your child's pose and just loosen up. And I'll show you a very gentle stretch of the arms. So take your arms out to the sides, and I want you to take left arm on top of the right and give yourself a hug. Grab and just take your fingers, you can hold on to the shoulder, the tops of your shoulders, the heads of the shoulders, or if you could grab hold of your shoulder blades, that's fine too. If you can get as far as that. And I want you just to squeeze in and do a little bit of a forward and upward movement in order to stretch out the back of your shoulders. So after wrapping, we often need to stretch out the back of it. And then whatever arm is on top, just remember, because we will switch, and reach the arms back behind you. And now we're opening up the front of the shoulder. Nice stretch, as promised. And then bring the right arm on top of the left and hug yourself again. And slide the hands back and see, can I get hold of a shoulder blade? Maybe not. If you can't, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. And then elbows in towards you, all the way down, and inhale, lift back up and feel this wonderful stretch. We carry lots of tension in our shoulders and our necks. Then let's reopen the arms and float the arms out to the sides like into a T shape and reach back, palms facing forward. And then lower the hands down. And let's lift your shoulders up towards your ears and lower the shoulders down and lift up. Shoulders lifted, tense, and exhale, release. So the release is all of a sudden like, whew, you feel like, I feel so much better. And then let's not forget the neck, because the neck is connected to our shoulders. So if you experience a lot of neck pain, typically it means, you're putting a lot of tension on the neck, you're leaning forward, you're looking down. But also after wrapping the shoulders, you're going to feel some muscles that are attached to your neck. I want you to drop your head to the right. So give yourself a moment, give yourself a chance to stretch those muscles as well. And sometimes I even take my hands and I warm them up and rub them, and I place the hands on the muscle. You can feel where the neck and the shoulders meet. And I just let the breath flow just evenly and comfortably. And then inhale the head back up. And then exhale the head to the other side. Same thing, maybe rub the hands, get them nice and warm, and place the hands, that right hand on your shoulder. And just put, there's pressure points that feel really nice, or just gently place it there. It doesn't have to be a push or a pressure. And that should feel nice. And then lift back up. And then release it down. So this is a practice, a very short practice on a yoga practice on strengthening the shoulders and also stretching the shoulders. Two need to go together. So we're continuously stretching not just the shoulders themselves, the shoulders, but the upper back, the thoracic part of your back. And also opening up the front of the sternum so that we have this, wonderful stretch in the front of our bodies. And what that will do is that will give you a better posture. You'll feel lighter. You'll feel actually less stressed, and your neck, you'll suffer from less neck pain, and also ultimately that will impact your lower back. So I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me. If you like my classes, if you enjoy my classes, just subscribe to that button on the right-hand side. Comment. When I say comment, anything you'd like to know more about or you liked, and also thumbs up. Other than that, thank you so much. Namaste, everyone. This is Rebecca Jane from yogawithrebeccajane.com. See you soon.